Hi guys, Michael from my Nokia blog here. A lot of you were saying that in my accounts, Facebook, Twitter, and settings review, that there was too much lag because there was too many open apps. So I thought I'll just bring you guys another one. As you can see, I got no open apps. So let's see how it goes this time. As you can see, their accounts was a lot faster to open. Um, I've got Mail for Exchange set up with Hotmail, because as I updated another post, using Mail for Exchange actually allows you to have push notifications. So the settings that you can have in Mail for Exchange, you can sync your calendar, contacts, and your mail. I don't know if you can see that there. You can have your schedule, and like I was saying, if you go into the if you do go into schedule, it tells you the exact times that you can set up the sync. I don't know if this is going to go into autofocus or not. And if you can read that, we got push time interval, peak time interval, the peak time. So, if you're at work or even at home, you don't want to use your data and you just want to use internet, you can set that up. Peak days, again, you can choose what days, and then off peak scheduling. With Nokia account, not extensive range of options, but you can sync your contacts through the OV service. Not quite sure what schedule does. Schedule just syncs your contacts with the service. Turn that off. Skype, as you can see, there's quite a few Skype options there. You got Skype profile, enable calling phones, buy credit, privacy for calls, privacy for chat messages, call divert, and blocked list. Twitter, you can have contacts and sharing. YouTube is just for video sharing. And like I've shown you before, there's quite a few accounts that you can actually have here. And from the community, like Migo community, I have also noticed that there's people trying to develop plugins to go into this, such as Pigeon for MSN, and also a workaround for Skype video calling. So Facebook, as you probably noticed, I haven't logged into Facebook, so just give me a second and I'll log in. So I'm in Facebook now. As you can see, it wasn't just my account. It does still take a bit of time to load, and the scrolling is still not the best. But I do admit, after that initial load, it does seem like it's a very fluid experience. So like I have shown you, up the top you have newsfeed, profile, friends, messages, events, photos, and then you have the notifications down the bottom. Something I did notice is if you have it activated in Facebook, you can also enable sharing straight from the gallery, which is a pretty decent feature considering a lot of people just like to snap on their phones and upload it straight to Facebook. So that is something that I like. As you can see, still no open apps. So let's move on to Twitter. To me, Twitter is a nice looking client. Not very feature packed, but then again, Twitter itself isn't a very feature packed social network. So as you can see here, that's just your tweet feed. At the bottom here, you have your mentions, and a lot of the time when you do select the tab, it will refresh itself. But something I like is pull down to refresh. You don't have to pull down and release, you just pull down and keep pulling, and it'll automatically refresh it. You got your inbox here, a search function that also has trending topics, and then the final little tab thing is access to your profile, your favorites, and your retweets. If you want to send a tweet, you just simply hit up the top here, little pencil, write what you want, and hit tweet. Very simple to use, very easy, and probably, I reckon, best Twitter client for any Nokia phone. Something that I do dislike is when trying to swipe in these three home screens. A lot of the time you're used to dragging from edge to edge. I do find sometimes, especially from the multitasking screen, it does actually get a little bit stuck. I don't know what that is, but it's just something I've noticed. So here's settings. I won't really go that extensive through them because I have already done a little bit with it. But a lot of people are asking still about language. As I said, language, there's a lot of options here to choose from for input. You can actually choose what input method, like text language input method you like. Again, you go through, you select your language. Active input, same sort of thing. But so obviously active input is one that you select, and this second option here is installed inputs. So you go in, you choose a language. Let's just say, for example, I don't know, Italian. You go down the bottom, you hit done. You now have two languages installed. So two input methods installed. So now this is actually where I believe that if you go into a text message or something like that, let me just go into notes. If you start writing and you flick the keyboard across, yes, as you could see there, it changes the language. It now says English, it now says Italian. So it's something that's very handy for those who like to use various language inputs. Anyway, I'll go back to settings now. Also, in another video, I did say that there wasn't an option to change the clock. That's actually wrong. You can go and change it in here in clock type. You can have analog and digital. So I apologize for that mistake. Pretty much I was just too eager. I didn't really go through every setting. But yeah, something that I have actually liked is developer mode, and the option of, even though it's currently turned off, it is still installed, so it makes it a lot easier. If there are certain things that you want to do, like yesterday I tried to overclock the CPU, so it's just stuff like that that saves a bit of time instead of having to always turn it on and off, because I do just sometimes like having complete rows of apps. I'm a little bit OCD like that. But yeah, so I won't really go back into extensive through settings, but I hope that gives you guys a little bit of a better insight into what the reviews are like. Sorry that I had 21 open apps, wasn't really intentional. Hopefully with the next reviews I'll make sure that it's the only apps running. And thank you guys for your feedback. Generally it's been pretty good, even though the ones that have made complaints, I still do like your feedback. It's really helpful, and hopefully I can bring you guys some great reviews in the future to come. So thanks for watching.